بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم انفعنا وانفع بنا يا كريم. So the previous few episodes and lessons we discussed regarding the Islamic publishing world and what goes on behind the scenes. Inshallah, in this session, we will build upon that and see what practical insights and actionable steps can we take from this knowledge that we have gained. So we go to this website. Inshallah, this link will be in the video description. And it's regarding the best editions of Arabic books. And it's a page which is continuously updated as more editions come onto the market and are published. And it was last edited in 2024, so it's been some time. So Khairan, this guy, he goes, I'm not too sure who owns this website, but it's a very beneficial website. So he goes that one familiar with the Arabic publishing world knows that editions of texts can vary considerably in their accuracy and quality. See here. So we read this entire email from Sheikh Hussein Kadudiyya, and he gave us a behind-the-scenes look as to how do these works and texts get published. One thus needs to know the best available edition of each text. This is very important. As a rule, one generally avoids commercial publishers such as Dar al-Kutub al-Ilmiyya, DKI. So if you see them, generally avoid them or try to stay away. Right? Dar al-Fikr, another one, and Dar Ihya Turath al-Arab or Turath al-Arabi. So these three are, generally you should stay away from these publishers unless they have the only edition available. If it's the only edition, then what can you do? There's no other option. But if there is another edition, then it's good practice for you as a student of knowledge or as a scholar, whichever level you may be at, to always use the best edition available, right? The best publishers are generally in no order, and with the caveat that each book depends on the editor more than the publisher, with good publishers having bad editions sometimes. So this is important. Generally, we look at the publishing house, but if you want to get a bit more accurate, in reality, you should look at the editor. So if the editor is good, then more likely than not, you're going to get a good text. If the editor is bad, then more likely than not, you're going to get a bad text. And sometimes bad editors can be in good publishing houses, right? So it's good to know the actual muhaqqiq, the research scholar, their names. You should know the good muhaqqiqin, in the contemporary space. So, مؤسسة الرسالة, or aka al-Risala, and its offshoots al-Risala al-Alamiyya and مؤسسة al-Risala Nashirun, all based in Damascus, with the former somewhat a direct successor with the same core research team led by Sheikh Shu'aib al-Arnaout, and the latter more commercially focused with less voluminous works. So مؤسسة Risala publications, etc., they're generally very good. And Sheikh Shu'aib al-Arnaout, rahimahullah, he led the tahqiq, the research team over there, and may Allah preserve him for his efforts. He generally was a very good scholar. Next we have Dar ibn al-Jawzi from Riyadh. They're also quite good. Dar al-Minhaj in Jeddah, also very, very good. Dar Alam al-Kutub in Riyadh, yeah, pretty good too. Dar ibn Hazm in Beirut. Depending on the muhaqqiq, it's you either get a good edition or a bad edition. Daru Bashair al-Islamiyya in Beirut, generally very good. I believe Sheikh Abdul Fattah Abu Ghudda's works, a lot of them are published by this publisher. Dar al-Gharb al-Islami in Tunis, yep, pretty good. Dar al-Hadith in Cairo. They're known to be a commercial publisher, but they also have good editions, like Badaya Sanaya. It's not bad. Dar al-Diya in Kuwait, I'm not too sure of this publisher. Dar al-Ta'sil is very good. And Dar al-Nafais in Amman. Khairan. So these are publishing houses which are generally pretty good. So you should try to buy a book or use a PDF copy that's from these publishing houses. Good editors are rare, but if you find a book edited by any one of the following, then usually it will be one of the best, if not the best available. So good editors include Sheikh Abdul Fattah Abu Ghudda, rahimahullah, the famous late Syrian Hanafi scholar from Damascus. Abdullah Turki from Saudi Arabia. Sheikh Muhammad Awama from Syria. Sheikh Dr. Bashar Awad Ma'ruf, well-known scholar, historian, author, editor of Tahdhib al-Kamal, the largest hadith narrator dictionary that was written by Imam al-Mizzi. He did the tahqiq process of it numerous times. And I have a Facebook post discussing his entire journey as to how long it took him to edit that book. And he was editing it while bombs were falling on Iraq. So it's a very intriguing story. So it's on my Facebook post, Facebook wall, if you're interested in that. And Sheikh Shu'aib al-Arnaut, rahimahullah. And here are what we have managed to find so far, having consulted various scholars, students, and booksellers alike. So over here, he gives us in Tafsir al-Tabari, what's the best edition? Dar ibn al-Jawzi. Then Daru Alam al-Kutub. And then he gives us the rest of the details as to, what's a good edition for Tafsir al-Tabari. And then Tafsir al-Qurtubi, Mu'assasat al-Risala. Kashaf, Dar al-Lubab. Al-Bahr al-Muhit, edition by At-Turki, by Dar al-Hijr, or the Risala edition in 22 volumes. Ruh al-Ma'ani by Al-Alusi, Dar al-Risala al-Alimiyya. So for Tafsir, it gives us all of the best editions that you should use. Ulum al-Quran as well. Sahih al-Bukhari. Sahih al-Bukhari, the best edition is published by Bayt al-Sunnah in Mecca. And Sahih Muslim, it's Dar al-Ta'sil. Muwatta is al-Maknaz al-Islami. Sunnah Abi Dawud, Dar al-Ta'sil. Sunnah Ibn Majah, al-Risala, al-Nashirun. Jami' al-Tirmidhi, al-Risala. Sunnah Ibn Majah is Dr. Ahmad Ma'bad, Dr. Ahmad Abdul Karim, doing the research for Al-Maknaz al-Islami. Yeah, I've got that edition. It's very high quality, very, very good work. And Musnad Ahmad, Dar al-Minhaj print, I've got that too. The Maknaz al-Islami print. And then, the rest of the hadith books. And then the abridgments and compilations, Majma' al-Zawaid, Mawaid al-Zaman, Sharh al-Sunnah, Riyad al-Salihin, and then commentaries, Fath al-Bari, Umdat al-Qari, etc., Ulum al-Hadith, Ilm al-Rijal, and Fiqh, Usul al-Fiqh, Hanafi Fiqh, Maliki Fiqh, Shafi'i Fiqh, Hanbali Fiqh, other, for example, Al-Muhalla by Ibn Hazm. Khalid al-Ribat did one for Dar ibn Hazm, which I have too. Another edition came out by Sheikh Dr. Bashar Awad Ma'ruf, which I haven't seen yet, but it's also a contender to be the best. And it will be very interesting to compare these two editions. The one by Dar ibn Hazm, tahqiq by Khalid al-Ribat, and the edition by Dar al-Ta'sil, تحقيق by Sheikh Dr. Bashar Awad Ma'roof. Will be very interesting to see which one is the best edition. Mahalla, and then Aqidah, and then Arabiya, and then Tazkiyah. So this page gives you your blueprint as to what editions you should be using. And I highly suggest you get yourself attuned and well versed with good publishers and good muhaqqiqeen, good editors and verifiers and manuscript researchers and researchers in general. And if you do this, your level of scholarship will be far above everybody else. Your level of talab al-ilm will be at a higher quality than everybody else. And that's ultimately what we want, right? When we want to study deen, we want to study deen giving our 110% in studying the book of Allah Azza wa Jal, the hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, al-ulum al-Islamiyya from the ulama al-Islam. And we want to be, extremely meticulous and diligent and cognizant of what we are reading, where it's coming from, how is it being published, how is it being, reproduced to the public, so that the ilm that comes to us is of high quality. And if we do this, we will become high quality people, right? Our level of scholarship, our level of talab will be at a high standard and a high rank, and that's what we want, right? That's, at the end of the day, we want that. And inshallah khairan, this concludes this session. Inshallah, in the next session we will discuss mistakes in books and the repercussions of those mistakes and errors in those books. Inshallah, stay tuned for the next episode where we will discuss all of that stuff. Jazakallah khair for everyone for tuning in and listening. And please like and share, subscribe the videos. They're of major benefit to everybody who listens. Jazakallah khair again, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.